First, I would like to state that I clearly explained, several times in fact, why I posted the picture of a dog inside a trash can, along with a caption that reads,
"For once, a dog that isn't out of place."
I was not saying or implying that dogs should literally be in rubbish bins, and I wasn't reveling in the dog's suffering. I don't think that dog was any worse off than the homeless and destitute you don't give a shit about. And here, I am referring specifically to people, not dogs. Here is a brief, albeit relevant, excerpt from the Peter Joseph book, The New Human Rights Movement.
It is here, in the downtown Los Angeles library, where the homeless can escape summer heat, use a bathroom, drink from the water fountain, and even use a computer. It took me some time to gain some perspective on just how many homeless and poverty-stricken people there were on any given day, but their presence was overwhelming. Yet, at the same time, in an eerie way, they also didn't exist at all. They moved like shadows or ghosts that the general public or workers simply ignored. As it is on the street, where the more fortunate glide along with barely a passing acknowledgement of these fixtures of human dispossession. The homeless and destitute exist in a rather dismissed, ignored, and forgotten universe. To invoke George Orwell, they are a type of unpersons.
In my extensive experience of interacting with you apologists in comments, seeing all the pro-dog nutter videos and propaganda and online posts and memes, it is very evident that a huge problem with your community is a lack of empathy for humans. And many of you seem to believe that if we don't have much, or perhaps any, empathy for dogs, it must mean we have no empathy, period. But this is the result of bizarre binary thinking. To a dog nutter, if you don't have empathy for dogs, you must not have empathy at all. As was pointed out by one of my subscribers, who also makes some outstanding dog-related content from time to time, it seems these people lack human-centered empathy. To elaborate a bit, there is a form of empathy that is distinct from human-centered empathy. Quote,
"We found that narcissistic neuroticism was unrelated to human-centered empathy and positively related to animal-centered empathy."
This is something I have noticed myself quite some time ago, and there are even references to this phenomenon in the American HBO show, The Sopranos. But basically, it does seem that many psychopaths are able to experience empathy for animals, but not for humans. And of course, a shockingly large number of dog fanatics appear to only be able to experience empathy for dogs. But this excellent comment, posted by another subscriber, really gets to the heart of the matter.
Do you have empathy for people that get hurt by constant barking, and for children that get mauled by these mutts, or for animals that get killed by dogs?
To this troll I say the following. You haven't demonstrated a lack of empathy or misinformation on our end. As can be expected from you lot, your criticism lacks specificity. Now, to go back to the picture, I explained this very clearly before, and it's not as if others didn't also chime in to add their thoughts on the matter. Obviously, this is a metaphor. I'm not saying dogs should literally be in rubbish bins. I'm saying we need to get rid of them. When I say dogs are trash, it is no different from referring to certain foods as junk food. These are highly processed foods that are high in calories and sugar perhaps, but low in nutritional value. I am stating, in no uncertain terms, that dogs are a net negative and a drain on society. As in, society needs to quit propagating their existence. People need to stop owning dogs as pets, and all the rest of it. Ergo, dogs are trash, and they belong, really, nowhere. That is what I meant. Your lack of nuanced thinking is not an argument, and I shouldn't even have to say this. but it's not as if I am the one who put the dog there. For posting this image, I was called cruel. I think it is cruel to defend dog ownership, given all the horrible things it inevitably results in, which actually does include things like dogs winding up in garbage cans. I'd sooner do away with all of it. However, my primary concern is public health. The welfare of dogs. We cannot even say that it is animal welfare. That is your cause, dog nutter. Do you finally understand?